Hello everyone, I am back with another Wi-Fi battle, and my opponent for this battle is going to be TheKillerNacho for the first time on this channel in Sun and Moon. This is not the first battle that we've had in Sun and Moon. In fact, if you guys want to check that out, I'll link the video in the description, because I don't have it, unfortunately, because that first battle that we had was like during the pre-bank meta, when tiers weren't even established and the Pokebank wasn't even released yet, so... And you know that I already mentioned that there was a couple patches that came by and there was no way I can save my battle replays forever, basically, which is a shame, but oh well. This is going to be an OU battle that I have with TheKillerNacho here. He actually asked me for this battle like after I battled Shofu and Jodor just a couple hours earlier, so I was like, okay, I'll battle him, and I'm going to be using pretty much the same OU team that I used against Shofu, just because I was kind of in a hurry because those battles happened right shortly before this guy asked me for the battle, so I was like, damn it, I had to get these guys first, and then here we are. So I didn't have time to change my team, honestly, so I'm just going to go with this. The only change I did do was put the Toxic Spikes on Cafarius, but unfortunately this was once again just a wasted effort, because as you can see, if you look at his team has literally a bunch of immunities to Toxic Spikes, so it literally matters nothing. So this change that I made to Cafarius was instantly in vain, which sucks, because god damn it, I was trying to change that shit so that I can at least get something going now for the next match, but now I have nothing. I go for knockoff on this Landorus T lead as he gets his rocks up, and I'm just gonna freaking, I think, switch out here and go into Skarmory as he switches into Sceptile on a double switch. I definitely stay in to try to go for Brave Bird in case he tries to go for something funny like Focus Blast or something. I felt like he could go for Hidden Power Fire as well, and I felt like I could take it, so I just went for the Brave Bird. If I lose Skarmory, that would have been fine, but he just switches into Mesprit, which it can take the Brave Bird okay, I guess. It does under half, so it definitely can take 2 more. But here I'm just going to be switching out because I don't want to take any residual damage or recoil damage from the Brave Bird. And not to mention, this thing can also have Thunderbolt. I know it can also get Ice Beam, but I was right now thinking that maybe he'll just go for Thunderbolt. And he does. And I go into Decidueye, which resists Thunderbolt. And then here, I think I just go straight for the Defog, because I was already, like, this was a battle that I was already kind of, like, pissed because I lost a couple battles already. I lost to Shofu, and then I lost to freaking Jodor afterwards. So now here I'm, like, just trying to make sure nothing goes wrong. So I instantly defog those rocks once again away to make sure that nothing is in the way. So here I'm gonna switch out as he goes into Toxapex. I go into Skarmory. I honestly don't know. I don't even know why I made this switch. I think I should have just hard switched into Tapu Koko, honestly. I guess I was afraid of Toxic. I didn't U-turn because of Baneful Bunker, but yeah. He just goes for Toxic Spikes instead, which is actually really annoying because now I have to send in Decidueye later to actually get rid of them, because I think only Skarmory is the only one that's immune to the Toxic Spikes, but everything else on my team doesn't take it very well. This is what I wanted for the battle against Shofu, but now I literally just ruined myself for this battle just because I was thinking too much on that I decided to put Toxic Spikes on my Cafarius, but now I'm here with this team that doesn't even give a shit about Toxic Spikes. In fact, the other set that I used in the Shofu battle could have worked a lot more better here. It had Pain Split, it had Will-O-Wisp, and it had Hex. I could have put in a lot more work with Cafarius had I used that set instead, but you know, stuff happens. And here he goes into Landorus T again, and I thought he was gonna try to set up rocks after getting up the Toxic Spikes, and here I just go for Toxic as a result to punish him for going for rocks, but he just switches back into, or he switches into Magearna again, or he switches into Magearna basically. Like, he made another switch and now he goes into Magearna. Now here I was just hoping that he wouldn't go for Shift Gear, and that he would instead try to go for Floor Cannon, but it's actually a Shift Gear set, so unfortunately I have to freaking see what's coming here. And if it's Floor Cannon, I might just lose here, just because honestly, I've used Magearnas with Shift Gear before, and with Floor Cannon it's actually really it's, I'm not gonna say broken, but it's really ridiculous. Here I go into Cafarius just to see if I can take the Floor Cannon better, but he actually goes for the Corkscrew Crash, which is the Steelium Z move, which is actually, for me, it was kind of surprising because I think this is like the first time I've seen it. I've heard of this set, but I've never actually seen it in action yet, so to see TheKillerNacho actually using it, it's kind of interesting nonetheless. I do take it, not very well obviously, but I mean it's better than nothing. And I think here now I actually protect just to get some HP back. Not for stalling, it's just to get some HP back with leftovers because I don't have paint split on this freaking Cofagrigus, which was what I had on the other one that I switched out of for the obvious reason, but whatever. I switch out here, go into the Decidueye. I wanted to see if he has Thunderbolt. He doesn't go for it, so I was thinking, okay, maybe he doesn't have it. So I switch out into Volcanion to just get one last confirmation as to whether or not this Magearna has Thunderbolt or not. And I don't know if Volcanion can take a Thunderbolt from a Magearna, but if it can't, then rip Volcanion here. So he goes for Flash Cannon again, and remember that he's at +2 speed, so would he want to actually switch out after going for that setup? That's not very easy to acquire. He does, so this made me think, okay, he probably doesn't have Thunderbolt. So I should probably go for the... I was going to go for the Fire Blast in case he tries switching into Landorus T, because I felt like the switch into Toxapex would have been too obvious, but he made the obvious play nonetheless, so I was like, damn it. I didn't catch him right there. So I have to switch out now because I'm locked in the Fire Blast, and that thing can easily just recover stall me, and that's going to be annoying. Unfortunately, after this switch into Cofagrigus, he goes for the Toxic Spikes, which is really, really annoying because my Decidueye can't even come in anymore because it can just easily die to one more turn of Toxic, basically. Here, he's going to switch out after getting one layer of Toxic Spikes up and go back into Magearna. I was going to try to go for Knock Off to knock off the Black Sludge from that thing, but he just switches out. And I was like, damn it. Oh my god. Like, I was playing so sloppy in this battle because I was already super tilted after so many goddamn losses. But, yeah. Here he's going to go for Thunderbolt, which he actually revealed, and I was like, oh, so he does have Thunderbolt. Then why didn't he go for it earlier? And I guess he went for it here because he thought I was going to try to switch out into Volcanion again, but no, not yet. Here I think I went for the Hex just to get some damage on this Magearna because he hasn't taken much damage other than from the, I don't remember. He just took some damage. Oh yeah, from the knockoff earlier. But yeah. I switch in the Tapu Koko here. He goes for Shift Gear. And I knew it was going to go for that just because, I mean, he switched out earlier. So if he can set up again, he'll do it. And here what I'm going to do is just go for the Volt Switch. And I was hoping he wouldn't know that I was Choice Scarf on this Tapu Koko. And thankfully he didn't. And the reason why is because now I can definitely hope for him to just straight up attack not knowing that I was Scarfed. Because if he knew that I was Scarfed, he would have just probably gone for another Shift Gear and just win, basically. But because he attacked here, now I have another free switch in the Tapu Koko. And now I can just take it out. Because there's no reason he's going to want to switch out now. So I just go for Volt Switch here. And do take out this Magearna. So I was able to prevent a Magearna sweep, which is really, really good. Because I don't want to get swept by a Magearna, honestly. Here I go into Volcanion, and he's going to go into, I believe, I think it was the Landorus T. It was either the Landorus T or the Toxapex. Oh no, never mind. He actually goes into Dustbuster, which is actually kind of cool. Because I don't think I've ever seen him use Dustbuster against me, which is actually kind of interesting. But I'm going to switch out here and go into Skarmory. Just to take the return, because I didn't want my Volcanion to take any damage from that thing. Especially because I know that it outspeeds Volcanion, so, you know, why take so much damage from this thing when I know I can just switch in something that can take it, you know? So here he's going to switch out because he doesn't want to take more Rocky Helmet damage from this thing, and he goes into Landorus T. I go for Roost because I don't know. I was afraid that maybe this thing can get an electric type move or something, and right now that he's in the electric terrain, so I was just kind of scared of Dustbuster, for real. That thing doesn't play any games. So here he's gonna go into Landorus T and he's gonna go for the Stealth Rocks, and I'm gonna go for my Stealth Rocks as well. And I think here I try to phase him, thinking he'd switch into something else, but he doesn't. He just goes for the Hidden Power, Ice. Oh no, never mind. I don't go for Whirlwind. I go for Brave Bird here, and just to get some damage on this Landorus too, so that maybe Sharpedo can come in and go for like Waterfall and actually take it out, because this is a bulky Landorus, so I'm not sure if he can even take it or not. But like take out the Landorus T with a Waterfall from Sharpedo. But here he's gonna now switch into Toxapex, and now I predict him to switch it in, and now I go for the Whirlwind. And it's gonna phase him into Mesprit, which is not the matchup I wanted because that thing I know has Thunderbolt. So here as a result I had to sack Cofagrigus, because this thing is not only gonna take Toxic Spikes, it's gonna take Rocks damage as well. and as a result, it can't take literally anything from anything. So as a result, I just have to let it go. There's no point, and it doesn't even have pain split. So if he were to happen to switch out just to watch me die to poison, I mean, I couldn't just go for that because I don't have it. Here I go into Sharpedo because I can just crunch something on switch in, because I know he's not going to want to stay in with this thing. And unfortunately, the obvious switch in is obviously this Toxapex. And this sucks because this Sharpedo does not have Psychic Fangs, unfortunately. It only has Crunch, and I think the other move was Ice Fang, which really, really sucks. I had Ice Fang on it, and it was just so I can deal with the annoying dragon types that were actually prevailing a lot in OU at the time. And still are, by the way. But yeah, I switched it in, and I also wasn't seeing many Toxapexes at the time, so I didn't feel the need to have Psychic Fangs. Here I switched out into Volcanion because Sharpedo couldn't get the defense drop with Crunch, so as a result I just felt like it wasn't worth staying in, honestly. So here I go for, I think I go for Earth Power here, trying to hope he like stays in, predicting me to try to predict him to switch into Landorus. But unfortunately, he actually makes the right call and actually goes for the switch into Landorus, and I go for Earth Power, unfortunately, which is not going to affect it. And now I'm locked into this. So now I'm going to definitely have to switch out. And he's definitely going to go for a U-turn because I can definitely not risk staying in, taking Earthquake and losing Volcanion. Because I feel like I need Volcanion just so I can get some damage off on the Toxapex, if not just straight up KO it with Earth Power. But I feel like in order to do that, I have to take out this Landorus first. Unfortunately, because he went for U-turn, now he basically gets a free switch into Mesprit, which sucks because now I have to lose Volcanion. Because not only is it going to take more rocks damage, it does live it, sure, but it doesn't even outspeed anything that's left on his team anyways, so it's like, it's not even worth it anymore. It may be able to outspeed the Landorus if that's the full bulk, full HP invested one, but even then, like, I don't know. I feel like Sharpedo can take that thing out as well. In fact, here I go for Crunch, and although I do get to take out this Landorus, I don't do it without being able to Mega Evolve, which is kind of a misplay. Nah, actually, it's a complete misplay, actually. In fact, in retrospect, I don't even know why I Mega Evolved straight away. In fact, this is the third freaking time I Mega Evolve very instantly with Sharpedo before waiting for the right time. I did this with Shofu, and then I did this with Jotaro afterwards, and then now I'm doing it here with TheKillerNacho. It's like, what the hell is even wrong with me right now? Seriously. Why am I Mega Evolving when I shouldn't yet? I don't know. I guess I was just so tilted after so many losses. Because there was a couple losses that I had to take before the battles with the battle with Shofu, so I guess I was super tilted at this point. I figured, okay, just kill something, but I don't kill anything. So as a result, I'm just messing myself up all the damn time. Here he goes into Sceptile because I Mega Evolved. This is why I shouldn't have Mega Evolved in the first place, because he still had this thing. And now because I switch out, he goes for Substitute, which I also wasn't expecting, but he went for it anyways. And at this point, I should really be expecting it from him, honestly, because he always seems to do that. Forces a switch out, forces me to do some kind of retaliating move, and then as a result, it fails, and then just goes for Substitute. But yeah, here as you can see, he missed a Focus Blast, and this allowed me to Roost, get more HP back. And then he misses another one, which allows me to break the Substitute at least, which both of those misses mattered a great ton, just because had those hit, this match would have been far over, and Nacho would have won already. Because, yeah, now he just has to switch out to make sure he does not lose his ground right now. And I'm gonna, I think, switch out as well and go into Tapu Koko. Because I did anticipate him to switch out this time, just because I know that after breaking the Substitute, he wouldn't want to go for it again, because he knows I can just Brave Bird him now. Thanks to those misses, by the way. Yeah. And here, I think I do try to go for the Dazzling Gleam, predicting him to switch out, because I know he doesn't want to stay in on a Thunderbolt. But unfortunately, he has enough switch-ins for me to be predicting anything, and he can just switch in stuff for Death Fodder now. He has enough switch-ins for Death. He has enough fodder, basically, for me to be, for him to predict me to go for a move, or for me to lock myself into a move, for him to see what move I lock myself into, basically. Which is kind of annoying, actually. So here I'm going to switch in Skarmory, because I don't think he's going to want to, I don't know. I thought he was going to try to go for another return or something. Maybe we'll go for Fake Out or Quick Attack or something. Like, I didn't know what set this Dustbuster was supposed to have, so I just figured, let's switch into Skarmory just to play it safe. He goes into Toxapex on a double switch, and I go for a Roost, just to get some HP back, just to keep the Skarmory healthy, but unfortunately, he goes for Scald, and this time he gets the freaking burn, which It's only annoying because now after roosting and taking more damage, I'm just gonna get even more damage with the burn basically. But here, I think I go for the whirlwind, and he goes for toxic spikes. So he just sets up another layer of toxic spikes. I was like, ugh. And then here, I just whirlwind him, and I whirlwind him into Dustbuster. So there goes Dustbuster. Rip the dream. There's a part of me that was actually kind of glad I didn't get wrecked by this Dustbuster, but it was still cool to see him bring it out against me. It made things feel a little bit more personal in a good way, you know? Like I felt there was more connection between us for him to have brought Dustbuster against me. I felt like it was an honor to an extent. But anyways, here he goes into Mesper now, just finishes off Skarmory because I have no switch-ins anymore. I can't even switch in Tapu Koko because Tapu Koko is going to take more rocks damage, then poison damage, and then it's not going to take anything. So here I just go into Sharpedo, go for the crunch. He definitely is not going to stay in on this yet because he knows he can just switch in Toxapex because he probably now knows that I don't have Psychic Fangs on this thing. And as a result, I just have to go for crunch, hope for the defense drop. I still don't freaking get it, so that sucks. And I think here, I didn't want to lose Sharpedo yet, so I figured let's go into Tapu Koko, and this time let's hope that he can actually freaking switch out for once. But honestly, at this point here, I think this is where I decided I just lose, because here I have to go for either Dazzling Gleam or Thunderbolt. And honestly, if I go into either, because this stupid Toxapex is still here, I literally got nothing to do. Because look, if I go for Dazzling Gleam here, predicting the switch, it'll just take out Mesprit. Then he'll bring back Toxapex. If I go for Thunderbolt and take out Mesprit, he'll just bring in Sceptile. And then he can just get a substitute off. So here I basically lost already. He's just going to send in Mesprit to see what I lock myself into, and I lock myself into Thunderbolt, and now the game is over, because honestly, now he can just send in Sceptile. I have to switch out, go into Sharpedo. It's already Mega Evolved, and even if it wasn't Mega Evolved, he can just go for Substitute knowing that I'm going to switch out, because I can't go for Thunderbolt on this thing because it has Lightning Rod, but I'm going to do it anyways because, like I said, I already gave up. I wasn't going to forfeit because that's usually not how I roll. Unless I really have to forfeit, I just don't do it. Like, I'd rather just freaking lose, but yeah, I pretty much gave up here. There was nothing I can do. Mega Evolving Sharpedo was probably one of the biggest mistakes I made in this battle, but like I said, it was looking pretty grim, especially because he still had that damn Toxapex. The Toxapex was really what annoyed the hell out of me throughout this entire match, honestly. Because Toxapex is like the fable of Generation 7, and it just never freaking dies. It was so goddamn annoying. I'm gonna go for Protect here just because at this point, I was just so pissed that I just wanted to freaking die to my own poison. I didn't want to see this Sceptile win just because I was so angry of how this all came down, basically. I don't get the double Protect here, as you can see, so I just basically lose. So for me personally, at the time, it just added more salt to the wound, because I was at the time I was already pissed after so many losses, and this would be just the 5th loss in a row, basically. Yeah, because there was 2 that I didn't save because they were really bad. One of them was in the in Joder's tournament. I battled one of the finalists during the tournament, and I lost to him. I lost to Joder in the tournament itself. I think it was in round 2 that I lost to him. Then I lost to Joder again in the actually first it was Shoflu. Then I lost to Joder again in the stream, and now here I am losing the Nacho as well. So it's like, God, can I just win for one now? I know you can't win them all, but come on, this is way too many losses now. Like, I was getting so freaking, I'm not gonna say depressed, but I was getting kind of annoyed that I was losing this many times now. But yeah, either way though, good game to the TheKillerNacho though, because it's, although he did bring the annoyingness that is Toxapex, I mean, it's still cool to battle him nonetheless. And in fact, he asked me for the battle, so that alone, I just felt honored. So, I mean, what more can I expect? But anyways, thank you all for watching. Feel free to leave your thoughts below if you guys want to in the comments. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next battle. But for now, take it easy.